Well, hello everyone. For those of you just discovering this space, my name is Michael, and you have landed in Sovereign Sandboxing, the YouTube channel where we build, play, and reflect on games that let us shape our own story. And I want to welcome you yet again to another Anno 1800 video here. And we are just looking over Old Azurestead as we continue our build out. Today's episode, I am leaving a lot of room for improvisation, and actually, I have kept the game paused because I don't want to rock the boat, so to speak. Things are going good so far, and before I do anything crazy, I just kind of wanted to take a moment here just to explain what is on the docket. So yes, I am looking to improvise a lot in this episode. I've got a few things planned out, and I think we might actually start getting into some beauty building and also some, what do you call it, and into the Docklands DLC as well, because I feel like we're producing enough steel to start producing steel beams, and that might be something that I want to trade. I'm trying to figure out like some sort of a material and a good to start trading out, to start trading services in, because the more I think about canned food, the more I hate it. So I hate that it takes up so much space. I hate that it takes so much workforce. I hate everything about canned food, and that is the one thing that my artisans are demanding, and also my engineers will want as well. So I'm never going to escape canned food, so I kind of want to export something that I do want to produce a lot of in order to import it here. I will also look to finally start transferring my population focus over into New Azurestead, which has always been the name of the game here and always been the plan. So yeah, let's start getting into it. So the very first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to relocate some of these industries over here. We're already well, we've already axed our beer and all of that, so I can actually go ahead and probably delete them as long as we're getting beer, and we indeed are. So why, yeah, why keep it around? So in order to do that, though, I am actually going to jump into a time lapse here. So I will see you guys on the other side.
I stay for it. A tiny something to keep you going.
Raised a settlement. It's all prepared.
Okay, and I guess we are going to come back from that time lapse. Okay, so I am finally delivering a little bit on what I viewed Old Azurestead, Old Azurestead, I don't know why I said that so weird, to actually be. I'm trying to double up on my soap here, and the municipality of Old Azurestead was really something that I was hoping to just like surround this mountain with. Maybe I'll cut across there, it really depends. I'm not going to be doing an escort quest here, Madame Kahena. Sorry, man. But anyways, as I come out of this time lapse, of course, everybody wants to interrupt me, which is, I guess, better in a way. Anyhow, the layout has absolutely changed. I've started flirting around with some decor here, so we'll see these beautiful wide avenues with some trees in the middle. I am very new at like the decor and kind of getting used to the stuff that Anno 1800 has to offer. So, yeah, I'm still very much new to all of it. Right now, we are facing some worker shortages. We are specifically facing worker and artisan shortages, and that's because I decided to turn the windows back on here. We're gonna need some windows for stuff, and yeah, we will absolutely need that kind of thing here. I built two schooners because we are going to eventually do some trade between Old Azurestead and New Azurestead. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this episode, but I hope I will. And of course, we had this huge fire that just broke out, so now I've got to fix everything. So that is the case with that, and of course, it's sucking up my workforce here. So, oi, oi, oi. Okay. But yeah, we are just trucking along. We are actually kind of running low on bricks these days. So I am just going to start trying my best to get that sorted. I really want to double up on that, on the soap. So that's really the motivation behind this little thing now. And I'm going to push the baseline there. And of course, the silos don't want to upgrade because they take so many goddamn bricks. And yeah, as I push that as I push that as I push that production line up in terms of value and everything, of course, it is going to push everything else up as well. Speaking of which, we may as well just fill in this with a bunch of houses. As for the city layout itself, I love how that it is kind of hugging this mountain. However, it does need to improve in a way. Particularly, I'm waiting for this guy to upgrade, but apparently we don't have any workloads, so that's kind of annoying here. And I bet you a big reason for that is maybe because, well, actually, let me try to answer this myself. Probably just start these guys. And now we are suffering for absolutely everybody. So, looks like no matter what, I'm going to actually need to build this row of families here. And that's actually going to kind of work out for folks. But yeah, I went around, I upgraded some of the roads. Some roads have yet to be upgraded. I mean, this particular stretch is kind of annoying me, but at least it's carrying over like all the benefits of the markets and everything else. I decided not to go too hard with decorating, although I love the avenues that I have decorated with, and I guess making them into boulevards. I mean, this area maybe could use a little work. Actually, I think I want this as a solution. But yeah, although some of the areas here could use a little bit of work, I do stand by the design choices for quite a bit of it. Okay, come on, road. I feel like I have to click like 3 times just to place a single road. Okay, that's already looking better. So yeah, Old Azurestead is actually finally forming some sort of an identity here. We're just running into issues where we've got population woes here and there. These guys are needing a school, and it's really work clothes that's kind of holding everybody back here, which is unfortunate, but here we are. And to get work clothes, we need more farmers. So let's put in another row of farmers there. But yeah, Old Azurestead finally has a little bit of an identity here, and it took me a little while to kind of get that set up all done. Speaking of which, I've got 3 distinct ports that I am now dealing with, I suppose. So I've got this port here, which I consider to be the trade port. I've also got this port over here, which I am making into shipbuilding, and I guess I could build another frigate. I don't necessarily need to. Yeah, I'm kind of holding off on building so many frigates and stuff. I mean, I might actually send another one to the to the New World, but I don't think I will. But yeah, I have this one here for trade. The other one is for shipbuilding. This port here, I've made it as fish, and I would also make this like my commuter port maybe. I don't know exactly how this is going to end up shaping, but I will form a little bit of an identity for it when I can. And then this, of course, is our window making port as well, because we're going to have to up the sand increase and everything. Now for our money is doing something interesting. These soap exports have been everything, which is why I'm prioritizing trying to get this up and running here. Speaking of which, let's get that silo running. It takes 10 bricks, for goodness sakes. It's like, holy smokes. I guess I'll start getting more tallow. But yeah, I'm prioritizing this because I really think it's important to double down on everything that we've got. The only caveat to that is that we now have such a deficit in workers that it's driving me a little crazy here, and nobody's really willing to upgrade, I suppose. I guess it's because of these damn workloads that keep becoming an issue. We're producing enough anyways. But yeah, that's kind of the point where we are at with Old Azurestead here. And I know I have mentioned it before that, something that is kind of a detriment to this game is just waiting around for things to come online and stuff. And unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got 2 of these schooners here just kind of waiting to take whatever to New Azurestead, because I don't have clippers unlocked right now, and when I do start sending things over to New Azurestead, that's when we're going to really double down on our population here and make this the population city I've always intended it to be. And with that will come new unlocks, such as unlocking clippers, which is what I hope to replace pretty soon with with my schooners that have been doing all of my trades so far. But yeah, for the time being, like, the really big hold up here, I guess, is the work clothes. I'm gonna see if I can start upgrading people now. Apparently not. I'm only trying to pave roads where I know I'm not changing the layout. It's like this here is kind of like, it's weird with Old Azurestead because it's like its downtown is divided between 2 different two different focuses, 2 different ports really. I've got this port here, which is pretty inactive, but it's very dense and it's got like a really cool layout to it. I really do enjoy the layout. And then I've got the other port here, which I've literally just changed around. So, it's that's the case. Yeah, it feels a little fractured in terms of like where the real downtown really is, which I actually quite like. I like it because makes it just a little more original, and in fact, I'm going to even upgrade some workers over here. And that was the intention with it as well, was to make it a little fractured, because I feel like it's very easy to kind of have like a whole center city kind of thing, and And yeah, it feels like a very obvious choice, and so I wanted to, with Old Azurestead, I wanted to wrap around this mountain, and I wanted to kind of have two different little clusters of densities. So we'll have a cluster of density over here by the artisans, and we'll obviously have a cluster of density over here as well. This won't be exactly like a very nice place to actually live because it's so close to the factories and everything. So there's that. And what's annoying me with the road layout right now, and this is totally my own fault, is that I feel like I'm always just going one too short in terms of a road, like one tile too short, and so it doesn't really break. Yeah, it doesn't really make an even break there. Which sucks. Like over here, this is kind of an awkward layout. I don't know. To me, like, on one hand, it adds character to the neighborhood. On the other hand, it's like, I don't know. It feels like I haven't planned it very well. So, okay. It looks like I'm sort of solving the problem for the workers, which is great. Goodness. And we are making money, though. We're actually finally making, we're finally back in the positive, which is a good sign. These guys are no longer complaining, so we got windows on the regular. I could probably build you now. No, I need the 50 steel. Shit. Okay. What is our steel beams looking like? Okay, because this is the thing. In this game, I do want to export steel and steel beams. Those are really going to be my key exports, I think. They're hella expensive, but with the soap that I've got, I should be fine. Where I want to take this episode is I want to set up the docklands here. I think that, like, we've done a lot of great things. Like, we've done a little bit of beauty building here. I've actually made Old Azurestead form some sort of an identity, I suppose. And yeah, I am quite happy with the way everything is at. I just want to get started on docklands and figuring out, like, where to take it from there. We're getting our steel double down on. We've also been doing soap this entire time, which has led to incredible gains in money. Like, I might even do more soap in, well, I've actually got something figured out there. But there's a whole issue with that. And do I have fire there? I hope I do, because they are in action. This fire is a problem. Okay, we finally have the 50 steel beams, so I think I can upgrade. I can get you. Okay, so I am kind of coming back here just because I want to see how many sausages I need to import here. Sausages is something I do want to actually import because right now it's sort of throwing off my pigs a little bit, and it's throwing off this soap. And I want to trade either steel or steel beams for those sausages there. So I found a formula where you take the consumption rate, in this case it's 3 tons, and then you multiply by the delivery time, and that gives you the tons you need. So I feel like he comes every 15 minutes. So I'll need to import for 45, but I'll round that up to 50. So that's it's kind of how I feel we should do there. So let's see if I can actually do it. So we're going to start with that, and we're just going to slowly build up our steel on that. Okay, I'm happy with it. Okay, so we got a little bit of Docklands magic going on here. And I will need to continue building up these steel beams slowly. I've got to figure out like a better way to work with these steel beams, and I spent a bit of money somewhere because we were at 300,000 before. I want to say maybe we were just losing a lot of money at one point, so I'm going to close out on that quest book there. All right, I am actually going to call it for this episode. So we did quite a bit here. We did a little bit of beauty building for Old Azurestead. I at least am giving it some of its identity, although we are kind of moving into some good things here because we're starting to export some of the things to actually get goods that we need. So the steel that we're creating in this case, or eventually I want to export the steel beams. We're going to bring in the sausages, and then I can get rid of all of the slaughterhouses on Old Azurestead, making more room. And that's going to be the name of the game here. We're going to double down on the industries that we're doing super well in, such as the soap. I mean, I've got a whole entire, stamp for the soap production here, and that has just been such a saving grace for us in this case here. So we're doubling down on what we are good at making, and then we're trading the stuff we're making in excess for goods and services. I guess for goods and resources that we need. In this case, we do need sausages, so we'll be trading for that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here for today's episode. I just want to take a moment here to say thank you so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this episode, then feel free to like this video, and if you've got suggestions, of course, feel free to comment with those down below. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day.